I actually talked to Pew when he won GosuCup 1, and he really is one of the most, let's say, ambitious players. Like, he really wants to make Singapore proud, because last season Singapore as a country didn't do extremely well. I would say, like, they were behind in the nation standings that we're tracking. You know, the Philippines or Vietnam were up there, and this was actually really surprising because they have a lot of strong players and they have been consistently one of the best countries in the region. And he was like, yeah, this year, man, I'm doing the best I can so that Singapore can be on top. And, you know, he has high aspirations to make it to BlizzCon. You know, with one cup already in his pocket and maybe another one coming, and he will really get, might get a lot of points. Like, every cup awards the winner 20 points. So we have 52 points in total. The winner gets 20, the runner-up gets 10. The third and fourth place guys get 5 points each, and then everybody from there till the round of 16 get 1 point. So again, whoever is listening from the Southeast Asia region, make sure to sign up for these cups. They're every Saturday at 1 p.m. Singaporean time SGT, which is, I think, 7 CET, right? Only available for the players from the Southeast Asia region, so there won't be, you know, any Westerners or any, you know, of the big names that are televised all the time, you know, coming and ruining your fun. So this is really, you know, a grassroots tournament that's made for the Southeast Asia guys and for the Southeast Asia scene to develop and maybe you know, seed some Southeast Asian players into the finals, like at the end, right? Last year we almost had Chalk and Stas play in BlizzCon NA, but visa issues, you know, what can you do? But now, you know, Blizzard Southeast Asia told me that this year they will be doing their best to actually send the guys, like if a Southeast Asian player qualifies for the offline finals, they'll be doing their best to actually help them with visa, you know, accommodate them in any way possible so that there is like a Southeast Asian representative in the grand final. And this really be a big step for the scene.
Blizzard did a lot of work towards that after, like, last BlizzCon, where also many countries were from the beginning restricted to not even be able to compete, and they did a lot of work towards that to make it more open and that everyone could get his chance there.
Yeah, they should really, you know, get a round of applause for this. You know, last year we couldn't see Ardu, for example, compete because Romania wasn't allowed. But okay, so we have the mage, the lineups. So Pew will play Rogue, Mage, and Warlock, and AkiSera will play Hunter, Druid, and Rogue. So Rogue is the class that repeats for both players, and again, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. No priests, no shamans, nothing like this. So it's going to be a pretty standard, but I still hope exciting battle. So they should be. Oh, they're already in the game. So. So as once they both give me the invite to spectate, we'll jump in. Okay, so we'll jump in Pewpewurface. Pewpewurface will be on the bottom of your screens and AkiSera on the top.
So it is a face hunter against the rogue.
Yeah.
It's most likely an oil rogue with
I would assume so.
Emperor. Emperor is really interesting in it.
Isn't like Emperor in everything now though? Like especially in classes that rely to playing a lot of spells in a succession like Rock is. Taurus and options open so many plays. And
I feel like in Rogue it's still debatable because often at around turn 6 you have so many other plays you want to make and you lose so much possible tempo and stuff just by playing him, and you're already getting stuff cheaper with your preparation and so on. So it is an overall really strong card, but it does get much more value in other decks than in the Rogue.
So we are getting the Warlock Abusive Sergeant for free because thank you, Observer mode. I'm not sure. Okay, so sorry guys, the spectator mode just bugged for me. I will have to restart real quick. Stuff happens all the time apparently. You'd be surprised.
So No, as the game goes further, like the rogue is already down to 19 HP.
Okay, so by the time I get into the game, the rogue might be dead. So I'm.
But the rogue has a really good turn here coming because he just drew the Fan of Knives, which means that he can, with a dagger attack and the Fan of Knives, clear the board. But he's down to 15 because he had to attack with his SI7 into the Haunted Creeper, which gave him 2 extra juggles. And the SI7 died, and he got more damage to the face. So he's down to 13 now.
So, but wow, so much damage coming, and now we should have both hands available, right? Please, spectator mode, please, come on, don't be an asshole. Okay.
The rogue really has no good way to pressure at all, but he has the heal bot at least.
Yeah, the heal bot will buy him some time, but there's Arcane Golem and kill commands in the hand, which is already a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But I guess he can actually stab us, right? I don't think he's in immediate danger of dying. Wow! Wow! Okay, so why do people take risks? Guys, this is Face Hunter. You cannot really be at 7 health. Oh, wow.
It was a really greedy play.
Yeah. Never be greedy, guys. Greed is not good, regardless what some Hollywood movies tell you.
Long term, he would be dead anyways, most likely. The heal bot would only stall for 1 or maybe 2 more turns, but that's it. So, like, that's no reason to throw a game.
Yeah, definitely not. So this will be 1-0 for AkiSera, and he has the face control lock now. What do you think he will bring up next? Let's see his classes. So he has Druid and Rogue, and I know, like, we've talked with you and other colleagues at GGNet, and also many players are on the opinion that Druid is not really good for Conquest just because it's kind of sucks, right? Like, we still see him a lot in lineups, but it dies to so many things, especially now that Zoo is getting back in fashion. But still, I guess if you're playing fast Druid, you cannot really, you know, pass on the opportunity to play Thorison into, you know, double combo, third 10, something like this.
The thing is, the fast Druid, like, we saw many people going into Conquest with a really special line of thinking. Like, they go for only hard countering 1 deck. Like, we saw people like Chucky playing 3 fatigue decks.
Yeah,
like
against
he
rogues.
he went 0-2 really fast, but then bounced back 3-2 because there was 1 deck unbeatable. The Druid doesn't have the problem, which is potentially one good side of the Druid. It can't be hard countered. Like,
yeah,
you can always get a win out of it.
So it will be the Rogue from AkiSera against Rogue. So Rogue mirrors, how do they go? Like, when is the game decided? From my experience, it's, you know, whoever gets the first combo actually wins because he's 1 step ahead of the damage deal, right?
Like, the damage raise in itself and also the early game isn't that important. It's about getting your card control. Like, a good sprint turn or something can win you this game. Just because
it gives
like
you more option to respond to threats, and yeah.
And like, you can also build up your combo really fast, and like the early turns are often not that important in this matchup, and also kind of awkward. But if the board gets out of control and you don't have the board clear, that's also a problem. Like, you need to get some removal ready, like a big board player, to win this matchup. But it isn't the only deciding factor.
One good thing that's going on for AkiSera is he found this Fan of Knives, which is great against Violet Teacher shenanigans, right? You can clear the tokens, you know, damage the Violet Teacher, and maybe finish it up with a weapon. Let's see what.
But he goes for the Fan of Knives cycle, maybe.
Do you really want to do it though?
I don't think it's that important in newer rogue lists. He has a horrible hand.
Yeah. The head is absolutely bullshit. Like there's Sap. I mean, Sap is great, but you don't really want to waste it on early game minions, I guess, unless it's Violet Teacher. You can't really. Oh, okay. Now he finds a lot. That's a better card than whatever else he had. Actually, Lotep, I found it is one of the game deciding cards, especially in Rogue versus Rogue, right? Just because, you know, just like against Druid, right? Because the class relies on a flurry of spells, basically to finish you off, you know, for Druid it's Force of Nature, Savage War. Here is, you know, Oils and Eviscerates, and if you can lock it down for one turn, and then turn the race around, like you gain control of the tempo, it can really sway the games.
Yeah, like the game deciding turns of a rogue are always filled with spells.
Yeah.
And also they gain most of the tempo plays by spells like the Zap, so the Loatheb is a really strong card in this matchup. So and like the tempo gain with the Zap and the Loatheb last turn is so sick.
Yes, so Pewpewurface actually started with the better hand, I think. Because AkiSera, you know, as we said, was really trash, but now he's found a way to turn it around. Obviously, he doesn't really want to see Thorison, and I guess it will just die to clear, but you cannot really let it sit there for more than one turn. But even, you know, one activate of Thorison for Rogue, and already, you know, your spells are pretty cheap, can deal so much damage and can be so beneficial to you.
Like he also has heck of a lot damage, I was about to say, because with the oil and eviscerate and the double traps, and he can zap it again, which is the huge tempo gain.
And he will eviscerate even right now. Wow, I like this so much. You have to heal Bob here, right? And
I may even play the oil as well.
Yeah, but
like. He wants to get more value out of it by getting a new dagger in, but that would be 6 more damage, and there's no way the rogue's gonna deal with it.
So he better play. Jesus, dude, don't be greedy. Play the antique heal bot.
Well, at least he survives like this.
You don't know, like if he draws.
From what we know, he survives.
I still don't like this play, like 5 health as against another rogue. How many ways are there to deal 5 damage? Like, infinity. Like, if there's an eviscerate, he's dead. Well, Berserk Drake is pretty nice too. Well, let's see what he gets.
Gives him another chance of drawing.
Yeah.
But this could eventually swing back really fast with the heal bot. Because the backstab is not what he wants.
Yep.
If he has some back-to-back bad draws coming up now, this game could turn around.
Okay, so is there 27 damage in Pewpewurface's face? I mean, in Pewpewurface's hands.
No way. But the thing is, he doesn't need it, because like he knows the rogue has no direct damage in his hand. And so if he plays the heal bot, he has a 9 again, which means he's pretty safe.
Okay, wow.
Coming in the next few turns. So
this was a ballsy move.
He has a really good chance of stabilizing. Okay. And like also getting the teacher out last turn, which was like the decision to make against the heal bot, gave him so much more possibilities to clear now. And with that, he gets more pressure on the board.
Wow.
Like the tokens are kind of strong here.
Wow.
And even gets the Big Bang Cleaver out.
So this will play out. And he coins it at 6-6 just to prevent any big aim hunter stuff. But wow. Okay, so this is draw or die. It's die. Wow. I can't
nothing
believe
you
it.
can do with 5 damage.
I can't believe it was so risky. Jesus. I guess, do you think he made the move just because he saw one Eviscerate already coming down? Like, I don't think you ever play this if you've seen no Eviscerate, just because, you know, the risk of dying to just straight up damage is too high.
Well, he kind of knew there was nothing coming, because the turn before played out like telling this.
Yep.
Not the killing blow already, so... Because he played the Drake first to try to draw into something there.
Yep.
So it kind of told him then that there's nothing coming. So does he have lethal here already? 6.
So it's 15. Yeah, it's exactly the lecture. Yep.
Well,
so this will be
game turned around.
1-1. Wow. Really, really nice job down here by Pewpew. This is why I don't play Rogue, man. I'm not the guy who takes risks, and I suck at this class like really bad. But props to Pewpewurface for making this bold move, and now he turned around. So it's tied 1-1. His Rogue is locked out. We see what happened now. So there's so Rogue from Pewpew is down, so he has Mage Warlock against Rogue Druid from AkiSera. What do you think is the play here, right?
Like, Mage should, depending on the Mage, it's, well, we can't tell how good the Mage is as long as we don't know which kind of Mage it is. Because there are so many different kinds, and they all play out so differently against different matchups. Like a Freeze Mage would be kind of weak against the Druid.
Yeah. We'll see in just a minute. The guys are prepping up to enter the game. You said like there's so many Mage decks right now, and I think there's never been a point in Hearthstone's development that there's been so many variations of the same class. I think this is by far one of the most diverse classes at present time, right? There's like even Warlock, which now has Zoo and Demon Lock and Handlock, you know, they have less archetypes than Mage, which runs Freeze Mage and Aggro Mages and these new Tempo Mages. We've seen like Strifecrow brought to KPL, the Grinder Mage with literally no win condition. So
and that's the real Fatigue Mage, like the Fresh Card version. There's the awkward Tiddler Mage list, and there's so many different ways of playing it out.
Okay, so we have both invites.
Rogue against Warlock. It's again I feel like the Rogue is favored in this matchup if he gets like good zaps or something similar.
Okay, so I'm not sure why the spectator mode is not working properly. Okay, I have to ask for re-invites all the time, but I should be good now. Okay.
Is the early teacher. In general, there should be no way of removing the teacher, and with his load of spells in hand, he should get a really strong next turn. But
I think he'll just power here.
Yeah,
and
it works out.
And he will just.
But like, that's so weak too. The backstab as I7 and stuff coming, and he also has the
definitely.
prep fan of knives.
Yeah, I guess it's
He
back.
could clear the board here.
Because I think he will backstab SS7, then prep Fan of Knives. He will gain one card back from the cycle, and he will be looking at pretty comfortable board. Like you never really want for the Warlock for the Zoo to establish a big board, just because Defender of Argos can be so strong, especially if you put it on big stuff like the Nerubian or Imgang boss.
As we talked about earlier in the first series already, there's so many buff cards in the Zoolog, which can make your minions just stronger, and that's the problem about such huge boards. Like they can just buff it up and get so much value out of the cards.
Yeah, yeah. So he will not go for the prep Fan of Knives, he'll just probably tank it. Okay.
Yeah, I thought about it. Decided against it.
Wow! Hello there, Implosion off the top.
Well, good to keep the
Oh,
balance. Wow.
Okay, so this was, unfortunate, but Implosion, give it, Implosion, take it. It's still a great board, but it will die immediately to Fan of Knives. Like, there's no other line of play here.
If he considered keeping the Fan of Knives because of Implosion, it was a really sick read. And it worked out really well for him to keep it.
Yeah, and these guys are better at Hearthstone than we are. So I think like definitely this has been the more flawless matchup in terms of decisions. Like we saw in West Foggy against Jamming, we saw a lot of questionable plays that maybe we didn't agree with, but these guys like have been on the top. Again I'll bring up Pewpewurface questionable decision of not going for the defensive play in the previous game, but this kind of worked out, so not really a way to judge him. And I think you just sap the Void Collar, right?
Yeah.
And
if you try to kill it, it will always bring just more pressure out. So denying it by the zap is kind of decent here. The problem is he will just replay it, and you didn't get any tempo out of your zap because your board is empty. So you just denied him a turn, basically, where he could attack.
But Dr. Boom, wow. It's a good card if you haven't heard it, folks. But there's a lot of option here for...
if he plays the August, he has to run both his minions in. But it is absolutely clear. The back-to-back Void Callers.
Back-to-back Void Caller.
So
no, he played them first,
yeah, he plays them first. To not get them drawn out by the Void Walker. To not get them drawn by the Void Caller.
And he gets a Doom Guard. I think it's the better thing to get actually at this point. Like you would think Mal'Ganis is amazing, but actually the ability to put pressure into Rock's face, from a 5/7 Doom Guard, and you already saw one sub count, so you know that there's not really a big possibility to return the Doom Guard and actually force him to have his drawback when it's played.
But especially because the Zap is gone, Mal'Ganis would have been so strong, and it would have also buffed his whole board to make it safer.
No, it doesn't give any immediate damage, right? And the Doom Guard gives 5. And maybe now, let's see if he considers a stab here or he's afraid of actually some Mal'Ganis stuff. Because there's no...
the Doom Guard was more immediate pressure than Mal'Ganis, maybe long term. But with top decking this Zap, the Doom Guard turned out to be better.
Okay, so you have to play Mal'Ganis here.
Or
no Sylvanas. Now, if you play Sylvanas, you draw first. Come on. You always want to draw first to see what you get, because maybe you'll get another line of play. Okay, so he gets the Blade Flurry just in time.
So, kind of hard turn here, because the more he plays, the better the Sylvanas gets. The prep will be good to get a huge Blade Flurry out. But the Warlock hand is also kinda clunky, because the double Doom Guard is always a problem. Like in those Demon Locks, you in Zoo you don't care about discarding your lower stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
if it's the higher your curve with a Warlock is, or a Demon Lord kind of deck, the weaker your Doom God gets because you're actually afraid of discarding something with it.
So he will keep playing, you know, denying to play the Mal'Ganis here. Like, what is he afraid of? Like, he can... Oh, he keeps it!
You went lucky there.
Wow, okay, okay, buddy.
But he has also to be afraid of the AoE, because when your opponent just double deadly poisons,
Yeah,
you know there's something coming.
that's very true.
He keeps it for a reason.
So there's 10 damage in... Okay, more actually, right? Wow, okay, so he keeps
It
tapping.
taps.
Is he dead?
Yes, he is.
Wow. Alright. Yeah, the stuff was... Oh, he would have been dead anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2-1 for AkiSera now, and we'll be going into game 4. Aki only has his Druid left.
That's also where I like Druid in Conquest. If you're ahead and get it as a last deck, you most likely get a good win of it
Yeah.
if you have a good early draw. So Druid is a really good deck to play when you are ahead in the Conquest match.
That's true. So let's pull up again to see what Pewpew has. So he has Rogue, no Rogue, Mage and Warlock. I'm sorry. And against Druid, you always want to play Zoo, right? Zoo is so strong against fast Druid, and I assume that it's fast Druid because Ramp is not really popular. But you know, in tournaments, you maybe sometimes see Ramp. Like we saw Gara actually bringing Ramp to KPL. We saw Brian.
It's mostly people who are known for playing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Who just bring it up again because it's just so much stronger against some of the aggro stuff. But yeah, wow, interesting to see Druid of the Flame.
Yeah,
The Druid Sun.
a lot of people are arguing for and against Druid of the Flame. Just people are still saying that Shade may be still the better option, but I love Druid of the Flame against aggressive decks just because it can clear so much. It's often actually like often it's 2 for 1, and sometimes it can be even 3 for 1.
And it looks like a freeze mage. Yeah. Druid is really favored in that matchup.
Yeah.
Wow. No, please don't.
Wow.
Oh, he played the Kazan.
Wow.
That's far too early. I really don't like that. Like, in the older times where Hunter run Flare, you want to keep the Flare until the last second of the game, like,
Yeah.
just before you throw the killing blow, but it's such a tempo swing at this point as well, so I'm not sure if it's good.
And this is the secret you want to steal. You actually don't really care about the ice barrier just because with so much power the Druid can actually pop it really quickly. And oh, this is one of my most favorite plays ever is Druid. Like turn 5 Ancient of Lore, you get your Innervate back, kinda, you know, you're drawing 2 cards, and we see, you know, this ice barrier will only gain the 2 life. Effectively.
Also, Druid of the Flame is kinda good in this matchup if you play it as a 5-2.
You always play it as a 5-2. You don't really want to, you know, give it, you know, just to die to Blizzard. No, he can play 2 of them. Wow, and he will. Jesus.
Also gets a second one, which
will this be a super really quick 3-1 then?
Wow, he goes double to 5.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You have Savage Roar, right? You can get so much damage done next turn.
Like, he should play the Blizzard now. He has to play it safe. Okay, no,
he's not.
He does. That's 3 over What? That's 17 damage already with only the Savage
Yeah.
Roll. Swipe, he's
he'll
2 damage off lethal.
But he'll play the Dr. Boom just because he has 7
Yeah.
mana. It's always, you know, been my line of play. You know, if you have 7 mana, you play Dr. Boom because.
That's the better play for the curve.
But these bots, oh god, straight to the face. 4, 2, and 1. Okay, at least he didn't get double 8, but. Okay, so I guess you do nothing. Like maybe you even swipe face here and.
You can rough your own minion for card draw.
You write your stupid cat, or it's a bird, right? It's 2/5. Yeah. Oh, another one. That's
Not the draw you wanted exactly, but I guess you could also cycle it because you know the game is not gonna go much longer.
no.
So you want to cycle it.
Oh, you definitely don't. Like rats are absolutely useless against. Oh wow. Okay.
So he goes for the swipe now just to get the pressure in.
If there's no AoE, he's dead. And there's no AoE. Although he can ice block and prolong his inevitable doom, I guess. But
He could also stall with like a ice lance and ice barrier and stuff. But I'm not sure if he survives that way.
yeah, but
With the ice barrier, he's on 15 HP.
you really don't want to ice lance here because you have Antonidas and you also you do have Antonidas, right? Okay, yeah.
Well, you actually tried. You actually never want to ice lance just like that.
Yeah.
But more often you have to.
I think he'll just consider a fireball here, like the Doom, and but then again he's oh god, it's so awkward.
If he doesn't know that it is an ice barrier and not an ice block, he has it. No, he goes for the coin ice lance. I guess.
Time runs out on me.
So it's not lethal yet.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's not little.
He could still use one Savage Roar to keep his board alive.
Yeah, I think he should.
Oh wait, it's double Savage Roar. How much damage is that? It's
No,
like 6 extra.
Yeah, 6, so 10, 11 damage. He will
No,
get
it's
4.
double Savage Roar is 12.
12, 14, 16. Oh, he's
It's
dead.
lethal. It's lethal with the hero
okay,
power.
yeah, we're mathematics, man. We don't do it. Savage Roar is good. Double Savage Roar is twice as bad.
It's exact lethal.
Is it? No, 1 more even. 2 more even.
Oh yeah, of course.
So this will be 3-1 for AkiSera, and the grand finals will be between him and West Pokey. It will be coming right up after this series. We will just take 2 minutes to we'll refill my water and maybe just give them a few minutes to maybe change their decks, because they are out. Like after each series you can change your decks, because you know we are obviously streaming this and people are watching their opponent's game, so we want to give this you know, a fair chance to change your decks and you know, start anew. You know, the grand final may feature entirely new decks, entirely new classes, and I personally am hoping for this. You know, I want to see, you know, these underdog classes, man, like shamans, priests, whatever. We don't really get to see them in action that often. Okay, so we will be back in 1 or 2 minutes.